Hey Mario Karters and Frezny Fans, welcome to our channel.
Don't adjust your screen set. It's true. We've got Studfit on for a Strat chat. Super
yes.
excited. Welcome, Studfit. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, so I don't think many people in the community know who you are. So would you just take a second to introduce yourself?
I have a YouTube channel. I do stuff. That's how I have it. My label in Discord. No, I have. I obviously have had a channel here. I guess going on close to 2 years, but it's been a wild ride. I started my channel just doing pool videos, mainly just for my friends, just to kind of show them what I got, and then it turned into like, hey, I kind of figured the strategy. I should, you reset, you kind of get more high ends, then you beat the pipe, and then beat the pipe started taking off as a term within the community, and then people were like, well, you should do this, a tour review or do something like that. And I was like, maybe it seems like stuff other people do. If I do something, I want to do something unique. And so I believe it was the LA tour in 2020. And I did the first rundown. It was just on my phone. I just literally took snapshots of stuff. And then the rundown was born. And I think I've done a rundown every single tour from, I think that like January going forward. So it's been over like 2 years, I guess over a year now of doing the rundown. Really the rest of the channel is what the community wanted. And I just kind of kept a pulse on what I felt like no one else was doing, and started kind of incorporating what I would want to watch. And so I have a lot of long content, and I've been trying to cater it a little bit to new viewers, maybe viewers who don't have quite as long attention spans. So we've been doing the speed run, been doing some special episodes, and I love what you guys have been doing. I think we met last summer, and I started watching your channel, I think when there's maybe 200 or so subscribers, and I think at that point in time I don't think you guys even had a Discord. I was like, hey, if you guys do this and get connected here, like we don't have to keep chatting on YouTube. And lo and behold, you guys hit 1,000 subscribers. It's been fun to watch how you guys have grown, and so congratulations. I want to make sure to congratulate you guys on the hard work. Content is king, and you guys have brought it to the community. So great job.
Well, thank you very much. And Studfit is like the godfather of us on Discord, because I remember messaging you when we became your members. You're like, okay, join my Discord server. And I'm like, yeah.
Look, how do we do that?
I know what Discord is, but like, it's not my thing.
You might be mad at me for doing that. It's a double-edged sword.
So then we got in, and then we're like, oh, this is actually not too bad. I feel like there's like this big learning curve to Discord. And then as soon as we like understood that it's just like a social media platform, we're like, oh, we can do that.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah, it was way harder. I remember playing Pokemon Go, and people started moving from a Facebook Messenger, trying to communicate with raids and stuff. Moved it to Discord. I was like, whoa, this is like crazy stuff. And then with Mario Kart Tour, it just took a little bit of time to actually figure out what it was. And then I realized it's just like Slack or just like anything else, Teams or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is actually really, really easy. In fact, I get mad at like other things that it can't do what Discord does. So it's a good tool. There's some things you gotta. Discord has its own drama. I will say, from my channel, I did not want a Discord for my channel at all. And then I had some people say, well, this is probably the best way to communicate. I said, all right, well, if I'm gonna do it members only, because I want to, like, when I open the app, I want to see my friends and like what they have to say. And I just feel like there's other people that are trying to disturb things that are not necessarily as invested or truly like true family. So we call it the Stud Fam, and they really are my family. And I honestly, I wish I could spend more time with them, but just with the busyness of life, I check in kind of bathroom breaks and lunch breaks at work. But the Stud Fam is an amazing group, and I absolutely love everyone there.
Awesome. So I
I think you guys have a great Discord too. And so I apologize. I haven't been in there. It's just I can only be in so many Discord, but you guys have a lot of great groups. In fact, some of them have moved over and also joined our Discord too. Firestorm came over, Seth Clowington. You guys have a great community, and it's been awesome to see your community grow too.
Well, thanks so much. I was going to say, we're in the same boat with you. We're like part of tons of Discords and stuff, but when you own your own Discord, it's amazing. Like, I mean, you're way better at it than I am even, but like just how much time and attention it takes, because these are like your people who like love you and rally around you and support you. And you're like, I just want to pour into them. So I totally get it. No apologies necessary.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah, and so one of the perks of being a friend or family member, which Studfit's a Frezny family member, is to do these strat chats. And kind of funny story. I think it was on the ER server, or maybe your server, Studfit, earlier this week.
Probably mine.
You opened up your ranked, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. I don't know if my screen share. If you want to get into that,
Yeah, let's do it.
we'll explain why I'm here.
Yeah.
First of all, I guess we're recording this on Good Friday, so happy Good Friday and happy Easter to everyone. So I've changed my little logo there, but I was opened up the app and I was like, okay, does it look like 119? I got a good lead on there, and I kind of scrolled down, and then I saw the top 10 badge from last tour, meaning that this is somebody ready to rock and roll, and I think they got 9th in the top 10. Someone named Nee. Nee, if you're watching this, just pull back a little bit. But it's I think for me, ranked isn't something I really focus on too much. I kind of put in as little as possible. Most of my investments, most of my focus is all for all cup ranking, and so somebody asked me how many ranked streak I had, and I was like, I don't know. I just keep winning them. So I think I've been doing like 100 of them now. So probably 100. I might have lost 1 or 2. I don't remember. I don't really focus on it too much. But when it comes to all cup ranking, that's where I really spend a lot of my time. And so I think I got like top. I think I did not get top 100 3 times since it was released. And so that means, I don't know, 50, 60, top 100. So that's where I spend my focus. That's where I spend my investments. However, I'm sweating a little bit. So I reached out. I said, hey, I hadn't used your calculator before. I tried once, and me being the meathead, I just gave up and started banging coconuts and I can't do this, and so gave up on it. But I figured, hey, if Meathead Studfit can figure it out, and then other people can maybe feel like, hey, maybe I can figure it out. Maybe I can use it too. So that's why I'm here, and I appreciate you guys willing to dumb it down for me.
Yeah. So I had kind of poked fun a little bit at you because you had posted that this guy was in your ranked. I was like, oh, looks like you might have to actually use like a points predictor calculator. And I was like, I think my very next comment was like, nah, because I think I looked at your loadouts because we're friends in the app. And I was like, oh no, you're gonna be fine. But then you were like, wait, no, like let's actually, like, just in case, let's take it for a spin. So I was like, sure, let's do it.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing of having not only the skill that you have, because I do not want to diminish the skill that it takes to get top 100 all the time, but the account that you have is so impressive just because you are a well and you do pour into it a lot, that a lot of times it doesn't even really, like, I guess you're probably never really in a situation of like, ooh, what should I upgrade for rank? It's always for ACR. So
yeah,
it's really fun.
Yeah, in fact, I feel bad. I don't have a lot of tickets to invest into things. Even if we're like doing the calculator and like, oh, if I invested in this or put whatever in Hakama, I'd be like, I'm probably not going to be doing too much investing. However, what I see here, and you can probably see it on my phone at the very bottom, Yoshi Valley T. He's got Boomweegee at 1400 level 7. He's got this brand new armored rider at 8,700, and then the 8-bit bullet bill at 8,700. So I already know right off the bat he could get like 60K off this track. So I know already I'm gonna have to come in and try to max things out as best as possible. So I need your help.
All right.
Okay, so let's do this. So let's head over to the Frezny Fan Discord, where we're gonna get you to download. So if you go down to the Frezny Fan Calculator, which is the second one under Improve Your Game, if you scroll up to the top there's a link. It's always that link. I update for every tour, just that same link. So then go ahead and make a copy of the calculator. All right, yeah, so this first screen is just kind of like a light, like, instruction manual for how the thing is put together. But if you want to go over to, so you see how it says like 1, 1, 1, 2. So that was for week 1 ranked.
Okay.
You slide over and go to the week 2. So it'd be like 2, 1, 2, 2 on the tabs down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, keep on sliding over.
There you go.
Yeah. So here's going to be the first race. If you zoom out a little bit, it says that it's Bowser's Castle R. It's got a little thumbnail of the race, like how it appears in the app. And then so the next two tabs are going to be the second race and the third race. And then the tab after that's going to be kind of a summary screen. That's going to, based on all the inputs that we put in, it's going to add things together and kind of show you what your predicted score versus what your actual score is.
So the first thing you're going to do though, because we took you to week 2, but go all the way back to week 1.
Good point.
The very first one, the way that the calculator set up is where it says your player level. If you put it in just on this very first one, it'll auto populate it for all the others. So you don't have to update it constantly.
I'm gonna put in a number here. Can you guys redact it or hide it? I'm only at 189. And
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
kind of shameful here.
No, it's not shameful at all. I think I just hit 140. So I don't think that's shameful though. I think it's impressive that you can score as high as you do with that, because it just means that when you play, you're like playing crazy efficiently and not just to kill time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working on it. I think out of the update, I think it was 182. So slowly getting there. In fact, I'm so close to like I hate being at something 9. I could just like grind a little bit more and get to 190 and get that even number. Some might do that, but let's stick with 189 for now.
Okay. So go ahead and push the check mark in the upper left-hand corner to get the tabs back.
This check mark?
Yeah,
Yep.
That just basically completes the cell.
Yep.
Got it.
And so then we'll scroll over to 221. Okay. So what we've got here is kind of up in, you see here that 189 player level, like it transferred over to this sheet. So you don't have to worry about that anymore in any of the other sheets. And it tells you how many points you're going to get for first place, because we assume that the run that you're going to keep is going to be like a first place run, right? And then, so then the actions, what we've got here is, this is actually kind of a new addition to the calculator since I think kind of like level 8 dropped. There are courses that'll have, like a plus skill driver. So it's either coin box or boomerang or lucky 7 or like giant banana. And then there are other drivers that aren't plus skills. And those skills equate to kind of your ceiling of how many actions that you can get on the race. So what we have now is I've put in 2 values that are kind of in like the 90% range of the ACR heat map. Truth be told, like when there's a brand new course that comes out, I actually don't have time to like go through and run it. So I'll cheat and I'll look at the ACR heat map, and it has the like red to yellow to green kind of, it's essentially a heat map, right? It's a bar that tells you what to expect. And so the green is kind of like 100% of like the actions that you can get. That usually, at least for me, takes a lot of time that I usually don't anticipate myself, trying to shoot for. And so I'll kind of go into like the yellow range, which is probably like the 90% of the ACR. And I'll use that for the actions. I'll do that for a plus skill action. Like I'll put in a driver that's a plus skill, and then also like a non-plus skill, and see where that heat map kind of goes. So, and again, these are just kind of like values to get you in a good ballpark. If you're 100% sure that on Bowser Castle R, you're not going to stop until you knock out like 250 actions, you can go ahead and put in like 250 actions, 230, whatever. But just kind of like as a starting mark, I usually use the 200 or the 175 based on what driver. So
200 is the plus skill, and then the 175 is just a basic skill.
And so once you choose one of those numbers, so if you click on that actions box, go ahead and delete out like the dash or the slash on the 175.
Oh, you did it into
Let's undo that, because that was the bonus points per action. Actually, do one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So then on the actions cell. Yeah.
Do you know what you're going to shoot for this time?
Actually, all 3 tracks. I'm just gonna put 200.
Cool.
I've been kind of an evangelist on this. It's just get 200 actions. You don't have to put in 210, 250. 230 because there's a huge point of diminishing return. So based on the bonus points, so all you have to get is 200 actions in my situation. It's never worth in my case, like for the Yoshi Valley team. It says 230 as like a max for the on that heat map. But I'm not gonna, once I get to 200, I'm probably gonna stop.
Cool.
Yeah, fair enough. So let's go ahead and pop in. If you want to put in like 210, 215, you can feel free to do so. But if you want to put in kind of like that minimum of 200, that might be good just to, at least for the prediction.
I'm gonna get 200.
Okay.
I'm not gonna stop till I do. So I just leave it as it is then, or what's?
So go ahead and delete the 175 and then the dash, because we need to have just essentially one number in there. Yeah. So go ahead and push the check mark there. All right. So now what before at the like in rows 20 and 21, it says calculated score for above loadout. Now it gives you a value. It's 25,720. Before you had selected one of those two numbers, it said like select AC. So it was coming back as an error. And I have it in there that if there's an error, it says select an action count, essentially. So once you put in the action count, then it starts calculating stuff based on your loadout. So then this next thing is the bonus points per action. And I kind of go through and give you like a pretty good starting point for bonus points per action, usually like the normal and the reverse tracks, since they don't have like a lot of jumps and a lot of things to like trick off of that give you more points to begin with. This is pretty much like the majority of your points you're getting are from coins and from mini turbos, which are both like 4 and 5, I think 5 and 4 points respectively. And then, it builds off of, with multipliers and stuff. So it ends up being about 58. If you do a trick track or like a reverse trick, usually you can start out at about 66, 68. And then if you have giant banana on any of those tracks, you usually want to add about 6 to that, to whatever that value is. So we'll go ahead and just for all intents and purposes, we'll keep with the 58 here. One thing that a lot of people in the community do is they'll do a couple of runs on that track, and they'll wait till they get like a nonstop combo. And it doesn't even matter like the amount of frenzies you have and stuff. You can get a pretty good gist of what that bonus points per action is. If you, on the last screen, the second number on the finish screen is your bonus points. You take that number and then you divide it by the number of actions that you got on that race. Then you'll get this bonus points per action number essentially. And so then you can put that in. So say for some reason, you're getting like 62 or something, and you're consistently getting 62. You can come back here, instead of the 58, you can put in 62, and that'll be more accurate to what your loadouts are and stuff. So we'll start off with 58.
Or if you're super lazy, you can just leave it as is, because he's pretty accurate majority of the time. So
I'll trust you guys.
So then that brings us down to the next kind of segment or box, where we've got our top shelf driver, top shelf cart, and top shelf glider. Now, if you don't have a top shelf on any of these, you would select a level of either 0 or 1, because you just don't get any bonus points boost like the multipliers at all. Okay. But I think you've got top shelf on everything. So let's go and check out. Do you know off the top of your head what your driver, cart, and glider are for the Bowser R?
I do, but let's have some fun. We'll oh no, the app has to start over. Sorry about that.
Still good. Okay, when was the last time you didn't have a top shelf anything? Does that ever happen to you?
I don't remember.
That happened to me this week. I opened up, was it the Yoshi one? Yeah, the Yoshi Valley Tea. I didn't have a top shelf cart, and I was like, what the heck? But get this, I was like, okay, I'm going to go into the week 2 pipe.
No, the special pipe.
The special pipe.
Because it has a spotlight cart.
Yeah. Or week 2. One of them. I would have gone into one of them to get the cart, and I was going to do it. But then this guy's like, well, you should get your all clear pipe and just see what happens. Maybe you'll get lucky. Pulled that thing, and I ended up getting a top shelf cart. So, yes!
There's the cat cruiser, like the black or gray cat.
Gray cat cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gray is coming in clutch too. Wow, what a great pull.
Yeah, I was super stoked. I was like, sweet, because I have like no rubies. That's great. All right.
Cool. So we're all pulled up. So in this case, I have King Bob-omb Gold at level 8, 1400. That's the goal, is to get all the coin box drivers to that position. The Wild Pink 7, 595, and then the Dry Bowser Umbrella at 595. So I didn't have to make too many changes when this track came out, because I had a lot of these already pretty heavily invested in. Whereas some of these Mushroom Gorges and some of these Yoshi Valley tees, sometimes I'm on the struggle bus, but thankfully I didn't have to do any investing for these tracks. So level, I assume I'm going to put 8 here.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you click on the little arrow thingy that's down there in the lower right hand corner, it'll give you a list of items. Yep. And so you can just select the level of your item that's there. Same thing with the base points.
And if you have a me suit, it's like a weird number, like an in-between number, you can just type it in instead of doing a select.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna ask how the me suits have shaken things up for you guys.
Yeah, so we'll let you know on May 18th when the gold suit comes out. Hopefully I'll be getting it on that day. I gotta make sure that I at least place top 3 for the next couple of weeks, but
I'll let you know on May 18th, 2023 when I finally get it.
It'll be worth the wait though.
Right up.
All right, I think I'm all set.
Yeah, okay. So now, based on your loadout, and assuming that you get a run with 200 actions and you get an average of 58 bonus points per action, you can anticipate getting 54,580 points. So we've got 2 kind of yellowish cells here in like row 22 and 23. So what this is if you're wanting to see if you were to invest in something and either increase the base points or increase the level, what you can do here is, this is your current loadout. So you can type in the 54,580.
In here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then let's say you just want to go all out and put your driver, or sorry, your cart and your glider to level 8 and 700. And what it'll do is it'll show you, as you change, how many more points for that same exact run of the 200 actions at 58 bonus points per action, how many points that you would get for that same run. So if you were to just increase your Dry Bowser Umbrella to fully max, that's another 2,700 points. And then I anticipate that it would be, 5410 if you were to take your cart to level 8 and triple uncapped. So this is just kind of a way to show you, help you see what the investments have the potential of helping you out with.
Nice. Okay, cool. That's helpful.
And then your actual score, the cells right below it, you would want to put in your actual score there, and then it'll calculate a percentage of how far away you are, kind of like the heat map, to what your potential score could be. So you got.
And then you'll bump those, the top shelf glider back to where it was, so you can see the percentage.
Yeah.
Now I haven't. I just finished my token shop, so
Oh,
I'm
nice.
excited to see more red coins. So I haven't made any runs since then, but I'm excited.
Did you get every single green pipe?
Yeah, no, the entire token shop, and honestly, I didn't get to do a speed run of this week because I was so busy grinding these tokens. I was like, I can't go into ranked without having all my tokens and having access to all those red coins. So my apologies to the community.
We'll forgive you just this 1 week, though, okay? Don't make it a habit.
I can totally relate. So we started this unboxing series and we did it 2 weeks in a row. This guy gets all the information ready for this coming up week. And my work week this week has just been slammed. Like I've been working until like late into the night each night. And I'm like, you can do it by yourself.
It hasn't happened.
No.
So we're in the same boat with you. It's just not happening this week.
Yeah.
We apologize.
But for those who are waiting for the
much to
unboxing, we'll
grind.
do it next tour.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, there's just so much to grind between levels and tokens. I still haven't actually gotten my 500 ranked runs that challenge to get their silver me suit yet. So
Me neither.
I'm behind. I'm catching up.
I think I'm like 140 races away from it. And I'm like, yes, the light is like so tiny, but it's at the end of the tunnel. I can see it.
There. All right. So what is negative 9.56%?
Yeah. So that means based on the calculated 54,580 points, you're 9.5% shy of what your actual score is to what you can anticipate getting with an actual 200 action run. So you're about 10%. You're about 90. So it's kind of like with the heat map, it tells you this would be like 90%, 90.44%.
I don't really ever pay attention to that number, but that's just my style of play because numbers are fun for some people.
And then right down below there in the bottom, there's a place to be able to record the action count that you got for your actual score and then what your frenzies were. And then if you have like a plus skill, how many of those like normal lucky sevens or coin boxes that you got.
And that doesn't affect like any of the calculations. It's mainly just a way of knowing.
Just record keeping.
Yeah. Did you get the run that you wanted, essentially? Yeah. Cool. So yeah, then you'll hit that check button in the top left, and then you can go to the next week and do pretty much the exact same thing.
All right. So I'm kind of the kind of person, and that's one of the reasons why I jumped on here, where I just have to do something once, and once you get over that hump, and then I feel like I can do things all over. So being a relatively new homeowner, we've owned a house here for 4 years. I've like trimmed the bushes once, and now I like do it every year. So it's like one of those things where, but then doing it the first time, I'm just like, should I hire something? Like I don't know. I never done it before. And I'm just kind of like a little apprehensive. So I'm excited. I'm gonna do this all by myself, and you guys can let me know if I'm way off.
Cool.
By the way, I do have enough tickets to triple uncap a driver if I wanted to. I don't really want to, but if I need to, kangaroo and vacation would be really tempting. I haven't triple uncapped a boomerang driver because just it doesn't really fit my meta. But I don't know. Now I feel like after doing this episode, there's some pressure.
Right.
People are gonna be like, "Hey, did you win? Did you win?" And I'm like, "Oh, I can't say no." So that is on the table. But yeah, it looks like I got the kangaroo Yoshi at 71190 and the black dozer, one of my favorite carts, 700, and then the silver starship, one of my favorite gliders. I have 700. So I'll put that in there.
Cool.
200 is gonna be hard. It's gonna be the hardest here. So I'm already. Oh, sorry, not one. For the action count.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to put 200, I just take it all out.
Yep, just delete those.
Yeah.
Type in the new one. Yeah.
200 is gonna be tough, but I got a boomerang driver. And I'm actually pretty motivated to get that. So 68 for the bonus points. We'll keep that the same.
Yep, since it's a trick track.
It is a trick track. Have you guys raced yet? Do you think 200 is gonna be too high for you?
So truth be told, I think I'm actually racing White Yoshi on this one, either him or Cat Toad. And so it's not going to be, I don't have Yoshiru. I'm not going to be having that top skill or the plus skill here. So
I think I'm using Penguin Toad on this one.
Oh, did I say Cat Toad? I meant Penguin Toad.
I thought that's what you meant, but
yeah. Thanks for
no Toadette or Penguinette.
Yeah, so I have her at 6 and single slapped for the Yoshi T, but then I also have Boomluigi at 4 and 800, and so I'm debating whether or not to take him to 6 and single or double slapped. We're gonna have to see how my ranked kind of shakes out. I've got a top 10 and 2 top 100 players. So I'm really just shooting for third. If I can get third without having to spend any tickets, that'd be great. But we're gonna kind of have to see what happens towards the end of the ranked week.
Cool.
So I think I filled it out correctly. So 55K is what I should be getting here.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, I'm on cruise control now. All right,
yeah.
So and actually, this is a really fun track. This Yoshi Valley T. I'm a big fan of it. It's so much fun. We even put a challenge in our server. Whoever gets the highest action count on Yoshi Valley T gets to join us for Kart Talk, or we get to do their inventory. So far, John Boy is in the lead. I think he's got 222 action counts, which is quite a lot. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping somebody gets like a double boombox or something ridiculous.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Such a cool track. And with that, I'm only gonna go for 200. But
All right. Nobody has the John Boy time.
he's
Or talent.
Really good.
Yeah,
Good.
He's
That's what I meant,
so good.
So
No doubt.
every now and then, not every now and then, frequently in our server, he'll host these Mr. Miyagi like
Yeah,
drift schools.
Yeah.
And it's funny jumping on there because I'll ask him a question. He'll be like, yeah, you just do this. And I'm like, yeah, you can't just do that, John Boy.
It's like Michael Jordan saying, "Oh yeah, you just dunk the ball."
Yeah, all you have to do is
After
jump.
turning in the air 360 degrees, and you just do it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I don't know how to explain. You just do it.
He's really talented for sure. But yeah, he's at 222. So it'll be exciting to see if that's what ends up being. Where I think I put money on John Boy beating his own record.
Great.
All right. So I think I am all set here. With 200 actions, looks like 51, 675. So
Okay.
Cool.
I'm already, I guess technically already kind of right there.
Yeah.
I got 191 actions.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So type in that 51 347.
51,
347. Yeah. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
super close.
you're within 1% there, which is awesome.
So then this
I
is
have
the
not-
cool part about the calculator is then you can go to one more tab to the right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're totally good. Yeah, the MKT Cup score. And then you just kind of see a bird's eye view of where you're at. Well, if you had typed in your actual score for all of them, where you're at on all
sorry.
of them.
I should have done that. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
So actually, before you do that, because this is part of the calculator that is kind of worth noting. So go back to that screen, the summary screen, because you haven't put in what your actual score is for the Donut Plains 2 RT.
Oh, so if I want to see like where I should end.
So the thing is I've made it in the calculator so that both the predicted score and your actual score will reflect what you're projected to get. So it's going to add that 55 180 to both,
Mhm.
right? So say you're done grinding Bowser's Castle R and you're done grinding Yoshi Valley T. Now you can see, okay, well, I'm done with these two courses, and if I get what I'm expecting to get, what the calculator tells me in the last course, what will my total actual score be? So right here you can see that you'd be at 156 345, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's because you have like an extra 5,000 or so left on Bowser's Castle. So
Yeah.
so that's where the difference is between your predicted score, which is just the calculated scores like straight across, and then the actual score takes into account courses that you've finished as well as ones that maybe you haven't done yet. So now you can go back and put in the score of your actual one, and then it'll calculate exactly what you're at in rank so far. So
Okay. I haven't done this track, I don't think at all, since last week. So a lot of room here.
Yeah, and this is just how you use the calculator like fully. A lot of times you can get the information that you need out of it without having to go through like every single step, but it's just good to show every single step. But this will be good because then you'll know like that, you'll know what your potential is. So then if you start to see that top 10 players start to creep up, you'll be able to kind of gauge a little bit better what you need to do.
Yeah. I almost feel like I should be doing this for his loadout because I don't know
Right.
how high he's gonna go. He's seems pretty scary there. But all right, cool. So it's good. I know that I should be getting 160 if I mean, really, I think the determining factor is getting 200 actions on Donut Plains 2 RT. That one's gonna be it's gonna be right there at the 100%.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough. Whereas Bowser's Castle I don't think will be too difficult, and Yoshi Valley I'm like really almost there. So that's gonna be the determining factor. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he's gonna probably be the only one I'm gonna be stressing here. But
Yeah.
yeah, he might be pulling a punch there on his glider for Bowser Castle R, having a level 1 like brand spanking new 250 base points I don't think that's going to be.
I don't think he hasn't raced that one hard yet.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't raced it hard, but I don't think that's
Now, I
the
will
goal.
say my one saving grace is that his driver for Donut Plains 2RT, he has Blackbirdo here. And so when I see his drivers, he's got a fun little favorite driver set here. But he does, I think the options, you could use Hakama, which he has at 6. It would have to be at level, I think, 8 to get that unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
He another one is
Kangaroo Yoshi.
and Painter, right? So he's got level 1 for Painter here, right?
Yep. And same for Yoshi. Kangaroo, he's at 100, 800.
Yeah, 100. So that's a big track for me. I need to come in clutch. Need to win that out in order for me to win. So there you go. That's my situation. 160. It's that's the goal, and I'm gonna have to not sleep until I get it.
Cool. And then just so you're aware, because there are a lot of people that have downloaded the calculator and like only get up to this tab and think that that's it. There are 3 more tabs.
Wait, there's more?
Yeah, you don't have to use them. But.
So I've got a version of the ACR input sheet. So these blue tabs. It's nice. It's similar to what a lot of people use with the heat map. The ACR summary sheet is a little bit different though, in that it will take your average actions per course and it'll calculate based on your loadouts what your average actions over the whole 36 courses need to be in order to be able to reach an ACR scoring goal. So if you click over on the ACR summary tab there, once you have everything filled out, you got your ACR target points that are down there in the lower left-hand corner, like 1.1, 1.4 million. It does all these calculations where it takes a look at the average of all of your levels and base points of your driver's cart and gliders. And as you enter in what actions that you get in your bonus points per action, it takes all of them over all the courses and will project what your final score is going to be and then what your needed average actions are. So if you're kind of new, if you're wanting to kind of see if your loadouts can break you into like top 1000 or top 100 or even top 10, you could use it for top 10. This will tell you that based on your loadouts, if it comes up with like an average actions needed of like 240, there's no way you're going to get an average of 240 actions over 36 courses, right? But if it says like 110, you can pretty much do that on auto mode, right? Like your loadouts are such that you don't really need to get like a whole lot of action. So anyway, this is just kind of a tool to help you gauge. It takes into account kind of what your current like skill level is in the game, and kind of see, as you level stuff up, it'll take that into account, and then it'll tell you the new average actions that you have to have. So,
okay, cool.
Then the very last tab is just a special pipe calculator.
All right. Special pipe calculator. Okay, cool. I like pipes.
Yeah. So there's a couple of pull downs for the total pipes and how many high ends are in the pipes. And then you can enter in like how many pipes you've pulled, how many high ends you've obtained, and what your odds are for getting another high end, essentially. And so if that either dips down below or stays above like the starting odds, then the pipe will either stay yellow for gold, like keep on pulling, or it'll go green saying, hey, no, it's better if you reset.
You beat the pipe, right?
Yeah, you're beating the pipe right now.
Pipe. Yeah.
So
About that.
So anyway,
very cool.
Just stuff to kind of be aware of and explore if you have time and never want to. So
I love pulling pipes. I might introduce this once or twice and give it a shot. So I'm excited. I can't wait for the next special pipe, which might be Luigi's. I don't know if I'm gonna. That one looks a little scary, so we'll see.
yeah.
Right. I'm sure we're going to talk about it on Kart Talk, but what are your thoughts on the Amsterdam tour? Are you excited?
You know what? It's weird. I don't mind, taking this off. Because I don't think we'll get into all of this with Kart Talk, but yeah, you know what? Mario Kart Tour has opened up my eyes to the world. And I think one of the things I did today, I reached out to my friend Alka and messaged her about, what what is, Amsterdam and what's the difference between Holland and Netherlands, and trying to like understand the world. And you learn some stuff in school, but you retain only a few percentage of each one. So it's actually fun. Like I spent, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes while I was in the gym, on the Netherlands or Amsterdam Wikipedia page, and just kind of like learning. I guess Anne Frank stayed there when she wrote her diary, and like learning all about the culture. There was these 17th century, they were like crushing it. They were like, I think they had like Amsterdam was like the fourth largest city there in Europe at the time. So I don't know, it's fun like learning about the world, and I feel like especially as Americans, sometimes we don't always pay too much attention to that, and yeah. So overall, I'm pretty hyped about the tour. I'm scared of like what these drivers are going to be, because we've had so many top skilled drivers. I'm really hoping that they're not anything too crazy, but I think the biggest takeaway for me are these amazing looking karts, these tractors, and tractor. What I think they're the Dragonfly is what a lot of people are calling them. So that's what I'm most excited about. What about you guys?
Yeah, that tune-up cart looks kind of interesting. It looks like on the trailer that like instead of exhaust, it's like flower petals that come out, like when you do a trick, or like mini turbo or whatever. So it's better than the soda pop that comes out of the combo cruiser, right?
Right.
Hard to beat that.
So yeah.
Awesome.
What do you think?
Oh,
Are you excited?
I am excited about it. I don't know. I'm obviously all about the female characters in the game, and so I'm excited that we're gonna get a couple new ones, and
Yeah,
it'll be fun. Cool.
So usually what we like to do when we have guests on is we like to end with a grateful, thankful, made you happy. So I don't know if you've had time to think about one. If you need a little extra time, I can go first, and maybe Frezny Fangirl.
I have no problem going first. I think
Okay.
just going into Easter weekend, there's just something about spring that I really enjoy. Just you're starting to feel the weather. I'm not a big fan of pollen, but I'm just so thankful that we have seasons. Like we're on this earth that spins around. We get a little variety. There's some days where I'm like, we really need winter. There's other times where I'm like, oh man, it's really hot out. It's like beat of the summer. But overall, like it's nice to have variety, and it's kind of like in Mario Kart where we have like these celebrations, just mixing things up, and depending on who you believe is your creator and whatnot. Like I'm just so glad that we're on an earth that does have this variety, and that we do have seasons. And I don't know, it's one of those things you don't really hear people thank people for seasons, but I think if we didn't have seasons, it would be a much different world we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that. Seasons are awesome.
yeah. It's pretty amazing that it's just the tilt on the axis of the Earth like, going around the sun. That like everything is just like so perfectly like architected that it's like wow, and it's so consistent, and it's just I'm totally on board with you there. Like,
I'm a huge fan of change. I don't know. I guess we wouldn't know any better if there weren't seasons, like if the world could operate without seasons. But I love change so much that I think I'd get bored with life if there weren't.
And there are some places that don't experience seasons the way like the majority. So like if you're on the equator, it's pretty much like kind of either sunny and hot or sunny and like not as hot. Or if you're like way far away from the equator, it's either sun for 22 hours of the day or darkness for 22 hours of the day. So, but yeah, well, cool. You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
You got it.
Okay. So I was grateful today. It was the first time in I think a month that I've been able to go out running because we were out of town. And I think like last week it was just like really, really cold and like super windy, like 20-mile-per-hour like gusts. And I've done that before. It's not very pleasant. And like the week before I was doing like a youth hike thing. So that was like kind of my exercise for the week. So anyway, it was the first time in about a month that I was able to go do a run. While I didn't, I do. Yeah. So I start at my house and then I run out to the high school that's a couple miles away and then come back. So I usually get about 4.5 miles in.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And as I'm getting older, it makes me less and less happy doing it. So if this is definitely more of like I'm grateful that my body, like I'm somewhat able to still do it. it doesn't necessarily make me happy though. I was a little bummed coming back. I had stopped to catch my breath a few more times than I used to, or what I'm accustomed to. So
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I'm able to do it. So that I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. I'm grateful for TurboTax.
Yeah, you're an entrepreneur. It's a little more complicated.
It's so complicated and I procrastinate really bad. So in tax season, I'm always grateful for TurboTax and financial professionals who will tell me what to do. It's great.
Yeah, leaning on I will say one of my things in life is finding good people that you can outsource things to.
Yeah.
That you can trust. And it's hard to find people you can trust, but I'm the first person to, like electricity, plumbing, I'm out, like, accounting, taxes, like I'm good. I'll just stick to my lane. I'll just stick to YouTube.
Totally. Yeah, right. Can't we just be professional YouTubers?
Right.
I'll give a shout out. Puffton has been really helping me with these thumbnails here lately, and it's like one of those things I'm just not good at, and it's so good to have people like Puffton, people that you can lean on and just say, hey, thanks for helping me out, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I have noticed that the flavor of your thumbnails has been a little bit different in the recent
Spicy?
past.
Yeah.
And I was like, go Studfit. And so that makes sense. That I mean, because it feels like it was someone else that's been doing it. And so like you saying that was the case, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, I like them. They're cool.
I appreciate that. Yeah, they've been a little campy for the last 2 years, so it's nice to have someone do it who actually knows what they're doing. So, but again, that's my thing is, just knowing just how to stay in your lane is, I think, a valuable skill, and well, I've learned that the hard way.
I love it.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us,
Yeah.
Studfit. We really appreciate it. I was really looking forward to kind of like this halfway joke, like kind of poking at you a little bit. And then you had turned around and you're like, hey, let's do an episode. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. This will be fun. So we appreciate you taking some time and trying this out. Hopefully you've overcome some of the, I guess maybe like preconceived obstacles that you've had with the calculator beforehand. A lot of times, we get that feedback from a lot of people like, I'm just not so sure about it. But then once they run through it once or twice, it's like, oh, this actually isn't that bad at all. So,
well, hopefully, if you saw that, Meathead Studfit could do it, anybody can do it. So feel free to give it a try. It was much easier. You saw me do the second and third track there all by myself. So it's very, very easy. Definitely give it a try, guys. That's why I joined you guys, and thanks for having me. And congratulations again on 1,000 subscribers. I can't wait to celebrate 2,000 with you guys.
Thanks. Yeah, that's the next goal, 2,000. So if you've yet to subscribe, hit that button.
And Studfit is super close to 2,000. So
Yeah,
make sure you go over and check out his channel. And if you haven't subscribed,
Yeah.
click the subscribe button.
Absolutely.
We all appreciate it. All right. Well, until the next time, may the frenzies be forever in your favor.
See you guys later.